hello. Welcome back. We are here joining together for another video. And this chapter that we will be discussing this evening is hiding behind work. So, this chapter was established pretty much because of after doing all of the things that I had set out to do as far as getting in wrong relationships and not really addressing my emotions, it then became to finding validation in my work. Work was all of my focus because I didn't want to focus on the real battles that were going on internally. Like, I know I can perform this well. I know that I'm good at this thing. So let me just work this thing here out. So I brought it to the forefront because sometimes we have the the idea that, oh, this is my career, this is what I'm good at, this is what I know. I'll just show up in this thing. And you can do that when it's coming from a sincere place. But when you are using it as a scapegoat, that's when it becomes the problem. So we want to combat working just so that we can not have to focus on the real issues that are going on. I've been in my career at this point, during the time of writing this story, was probably at like the 10, 11 year mark. So I'm like a trooper at this thing. Okay, I'm like a vet in the game. I know what I'm doing. I've had students to come and work under me, like I've been a clinical instructor. At this point, I have been assistant director of my department. I have been the director of the department. So this is what I'm good at. I have it all together. I am in charge. I am in charge of what I'm doing. I'm in charge of how I'm flowing. Like, this is kind of like the perfect setup. Okay, I've left all of the guys behind. Like, I've cut them to the put them to the curb. Okay, so I'm just focusing on me. I am all about me. I'm cutting folks off and I'm just focusing on the things that I need to do. But are you really focusing on the things that you are needing to do versus focusing on tasks at hand that will take your mind off of what you really need to do? See, sometimes we can use work as a crutch where we are so occupied by our schedules, we are so occupied by the things that we have to accomplish, we have deadlines that we have to meet, we have reports that we have to turn in, we have people, whether it be patients, clients, supervisors, managers, customers, whoever it is, we have people that we have to show up for. I have to put my best foot forward. So I'm putting my energy into how I'm looking on the outside. Because your girl, I know therapy like the back of my hand. So again, because this is something that I am used to, because this is something that I can do with my eyes closed, I take the focus off of God. Because I know this thing. I know how to work this. And that becomes the thing that takes away the energy that I'm supposed to have into putting into actually healing and doing the work that I need to do. I've become this one-man show. This one-man show who is now focused on perfectionism and achieving and meeting goals. And if you're on the outside looking in, I was doing all of the things. Like, it looked good. I was out here thriving if you didn't know any better. And I was. in one aspect, but in the other aspect, I was failing myself emotionally and spiritually. Just like discussed before in the other videos, I'm not using drugs, I'm not using alcohol, I'm not using people, I'm not using places, but now I am using work. I am going in early, I'm getting off late. Like home doesn't see me until the end of the evening. And by the time I get home, I'm too tired from the day. So I eat, take a shower, and I'm in the bed. Still hadn't processed not one emotion yet. It became this thing of operating in like a performance level, very performance driven, to the point where I lost the purpose behind what I was doing. Again, what I was doing wasn't wrong. It was just the idea of the purpose and the intentionality behind what I was doing. Because what I was focused on at the beginning of bringing care to the people that I am working with, it now becomes this thing of using it to protect my own emotions and feelings. It is a real thing to use work as a way of not dealing with emotions. It becomes a cycle after so long where we begin to perform and forget the purpose behind what we're doing. And it becomes a distraction. We're looking at all the things that we are achieving that looks good on paper, all of our accomplishments that we've done. But inside is still hurting. Inside still needs to be fixed. Inside still has cracks and everything just seeping through slowly because we hadn't done the work. And it could be viewed as a good thing because people, they see us, we're the overachievers, we're the accomplished ones. We're the ones that's out here working hard, such a hard worker, got great work ethics. Yeah, but how are you internally? I am glad that you have these great work ethics. Keep at it. But how are you doing? How's your mental? Talk to me about that. I wonder if there are many businesses that like offer like some type of service within their job, like in their corporation or whatever. Like, is there somebody on site outside of HR that you go in and check in with, and they ask you how's your mental? You're doing good. I see you coming in, but I also can kind of feel your energy. And it's like you're smiling and you're laughing, but I can still see something is going on. What's wrong? How's your mental? Don't get to the point where you're showing up and showing up and showing up and not dealing with what's going on the inside, to then you just crack and you break. Let's not become distracted by work that we don't do internal work. We're not going to get distracted by showing up on our physical jobs and not doing the job within ourselves. Showing up brings success. You probably got a raise, you probably got promoted, you've been acknowledged, you've got some type of certification, but you can't enjoy it because you go home and you hadn't processed how you really feel based on whatever took place, outside of work. It ain't even like work related. It's just issues that have bottled itself up that you have not dealt with. Performing well takes away the emotions that you need to deal with because it gives you a sense of, accomplishment. It gives you a sense of, I got this. It gives you a sense of, I'm on the right track. But how many know being on the right track doesn't mean anything when you haven't dealt internally and able to enjoy it, because you're still sad, you're still angry, you still feel burdened, you won't go out around people, or you still attaching yourself to the wrong people. So you put on this game face and you are achieving everything at its highest, but you still feel bad and you can't enjoy the fruit of your labor. Don't deny what is really going on the inside by achieving on the outside. Let's not get caught up in performing so much that we lose touch with the purpose that we have. Focus on self, inner self, and heal in that place. This is a really short chapter, but I think it has a lot of power in it, because work is something that's normal. Work is something that's common. But we don't want to get too common that we miss out on God doing supernatural things for us and in us. And sometimes that takes stepping back. My stepping back moment, 2020, COVID, coronavirus hit. And at that time, I was working in a nursing home. And it took our geriatric, our seniors by force. It was something sad to be in, day out, seeing patients suffer, seeing patients not being able to see their family members. We are on shutdown, so no one is coming in. People are dying. My schedule is now dwindling. So what does that mean? Now that means less hours that I'm working. I don't want less hours. I need to work. But I have less hours. So now I'm home because I don't have no work. So now I'm sitting at home, and sitting with self, that's when things start turning. That's when things start happening. What am I doing? I can't go to my scapegoat. And I've cut not everybody, but I've learned to not attach myself to people, so I can't call up anybody. So now I have no crutches. I have nothing to really rely on to help me. And that's the turning point, when all of your vices leave you and you have to fend and fight the battle within internally. Address the issues. Address the issues before time makes you sit down and do it. Address what's going on with you before God pulls away those things and say, come sit with me. You've been running a little too long. You've been doing too much. Come sit with me. I have something to share with you. I want to let you know something. You didn't have time to think. You didn't have time to sit with me because you were always going. You were always doing. You were always working. I'm sure that didn't just happen for me during the COVID, but I'm sure that that's a lot of people's story. Because a lot of people were sitting at home. Stores, places shut down. We got to stay away from each other because we don't want to catch anything. So now we're home and we're by ourselves. But it's okay. Because sometimes you have to get by yourself so you can deal with yourself. I like that. Sometimes you have to be by yourself so that you can deal with yourself. No more performing, no more going through the motions, no more linking up, no more using what is supposed to be good as a vice to feed what doesn't need to be fed, because we got to kill these things so that God can do something new in us. That's the turning point, y'all. That's the turning point. Hiding behind work came no work or less work and no more hiding. Hiding behind work ended up becoming less work and no more hiding. Page 88. It is important for people to find a healthy balance between work and leisure and to take time to reflect on their emotions, thoughts, and experiences in order to understand and address any underlying issues that they may be facing. Seeking support from family, friends, or a professional can be helpful in processing emotions of work, kept processing emotions and finding healthier coping strategies. Because the business of work kept me distracted, I didn't focus on myself. But like I said, less work, no more hiding, didn't have a choice. So to end this, because now we've already addressed all of the things that we were using, all of the hiding, all of the manipulating, all of the wrong attachments we were using or creating. And now we're at this point where it's like, I don't have anything else, God. I don't have anything else to go to. I don't have anything else to use. What am I doing? What do I need to do? Here I am. The last statement I want to leave with you is that finding a balance is essential to a healthy and a fulfilling lifestyle. Balance. There's nothing wrong with working. There's nothing wrong with relationships. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the fruit of your labor. But a healthy balance gives you a healthy lifestyle. It's important. Find the balance. Go back to the purpose and not just perform. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back for another video because now we are walking into encounters to experience wholeness. Now we are setting ourselves up to receive. We are about to have an encounter with Jesus Christ that sets us on the path for wholeness. Thank you again, and make sure you are ready for the next video on tomorrow. Bye.